What's going on YouTube? So this video, I'm gonna try to keep it as short and sweet as possible. I don't want to rant on too much. I know you guys aren't watching these videos that long. I check my YouTube acrylics and it's like you guys watch it for only 2 minutes. But otherwise. So what I want to talk about is uh, kind of finding the balance of positive and negatives and dealing with other people and things that they have going on or things they're doing. Even like just other companies. I feel like as humans, we tend to like pick sides. So, oh, like I'm with this brand, so the other brand they don't have anything like you bash that brand. You're not with that brand. Or like a certain group of people, like a gym wise. Like for me, like I work at LA Fitness, and a lot of people I know work out at 24, or work out at Fitness 19, and it's kind of like you have like that loyalty to it. So it's kind of the same thing like with people. Like there are certain fitness people out there that you pick your sides and you you bash the other ones because that person's mad at being along with them. Same thing with like rappers. You might have a certain rapper, and when they're not getting along or they're beefing, you take a side. So for me, I want to take it back to about 6 months ago. I've talked about Steve Cook a lot. He's one of the people that recently got into something like this, and it really got me thinking about how you can really decide you can put your energy towards bashing something and making it seem worse than what it is, or you can put your energy into promoting what you really want to do and the things that you want to be around, the people you want to be around, the products that you want to get out there. So I've really embraced that. Probably like I want to say in the last 2 months, I kind of put myself to like opening up myself to more opportunities and more people to different things. And so I just find it important. It's just like with the election and then just like people always want to take sides on things, always having to stand. Like there always has to be that line where either you're right or you're wrong, or this way is the right way, this wrong way is the wrong way. And I hate that because I feel like we can learn so much more from actually just looking at both sides of it and maybe taking away things from both sides. Like maybe this works and maybe this doesn't work. Maybe your way does work, but what if we did this instead and it could work better? Building up of things, I feel like that would be so much better, but we're so defensive. We always have to be right. And so for me, it's kind of I'm trying to get rid of that tendency. Is I don't always have to be right. I don't always want to be right. I want to learn new things. I want to do things differently. So when someone in the gym or anywhere else is telling me how to do something differently or maybe try something different, I'm completely open to it now because it might actually change up how I actually do things. This has happened multiple times the past couple months where I've taken things from the things that other people do, working out wise, and they tell me like, "Oh, you should try this," like critiquing it this way, and I embrace that so much now because it's helped me with a lot of things, and everywhere in all aspects. So I just thought it was really important to get this out there and just say like, "Hey, we all try to argue with each other. We always try to prove that one's right and one's wrong. But if we take the minute to really think about it, hey, what if I thought about what if I did it their way? Instead of having that defensive and say, no, no, my way is right. I've always done it. It works for me. Being more open to like, hey, maybe this works for them. It might not work for me, but I can at least try it and see what it does. Maybe I can incorporate something from what the way they do it into what I do, and I can make my stance better. So it can be in all aspects. It doesn't have to be working out. It can be in life. I mean, in school, I do this all the time because I'm a horrible student. I'll admit that. Is I just have to find new ways to keep myself motivated, to keep myself on task, like focus. So I always ask people like, how do you do it? Like, how do you stay on task? Like, how do you get all your homework done? Like, how do you study for tests? Like, how do you prepare yourself? Because for me, it's hard. Like, I can do one thing, and then I'll try to do it again, and it won't work. So I always like if it's a matter of like oh like study like for 2 hours for like the first three for the last 3 days for your test, and then don't try to study cram it all in one night. Try to study it at least two times. I've done that. It worked. Try that again. It didn't work. So it's all about coming up with new ways of making yourself better. I preach this is my thing. It's always trying to make yourself better. And so it's just crazy to me like how defensive people get. And this was really what brought it up was Steve Cook. I don't know if you guys know him. He's really big. He's one of the big inspiration for me. A lot of you guys know who Bradley Martin is. So they were beefing over pretty much like copyright, like the name, the branding. So someone said that he stole his idea, and another one's been going it for a while. Which way ever it is, it doesn't really matter. Like I'm not really a big Bradley Martin fan. But hey, I have nothing against him if he has his right to say what he wants to say. I just found it so interesting that like, hey, like you should be like happy or proud that someone's. I'm not saying he did this, but is drawing inspiration from what you're doing and coming up with something similar. If your product is good, if your gym is good, then you're gonna have no problems with people leaving it. If it's a good product, if it's a trustworthy product, people aren't gonna leave it just because someone else has the name of it. So I just find that they're just like it's kind of just weird. We all want to be so defensive on everything. Like that was my idea first, or this way is the right way, or you should do it this way, or this brand's the best, or this gym's the best, or this rapper's. It's like we always got to be so defensive on everything. This is gonna be really funny, but it's crazy. Like I have a different taste in EDM, and all my friends are really different. So it just blows my mind how if I say I want to see somebody right away, they'll fucking be like, "Oh, that person's horrible. Or that person's trash." It's like I just have a different style of like music I like listen to. I'm sorry, but like it doesn't mean like that person sucks or that person's horrible. Like it's just we have a different taste in music. So it's just kind of putting all that together and everything in my life. So that's why I felt like it was important to do this video because, I mean, I've noticed it more and more, and it's just I feel like in the last maybe it's because I'm out of college, or not out of college, but in college now, and I'm growing up more. That I'm seeing like the more differences we have, but it just feels like we've been so more and more like divided and defensive again about everything. Like someone has to be right and someone always has to be wrong. It's like never there can never be an in between line of just like okay, we can mutually agree like this is right, this is wrong. Maybe you're right there, maybe I'm right there. No, it's just like you're right. I'm either you're wrong or I'm right, and it's crazy. It blows my mind. I feel like people would be so much more happier if they didn't have that. They didn't have to have that separation with society and community, where we could be more united. And I know a lot of people preach this, but unity is so important. Like you can get so much more done when you're on a united front versus when you have all these egos, all these different opinions, all trying to outdo each other. If you guys put those opinions, those ideas together and morph something that could be really great, that's what I try to do. I try to incorporate the greatness of everybody's ideas. Maybe everyone in the videos that I've put in, I don't totally agree with everything they do, but you know what's cool about it is I don't have to. What's working for them is what's working. They're seeing the results. They're seeing what they want to do. I've never bashed anybody about doing something a certain way or doing something way. If you're not doing it the right way, I might say, hey, you should be doing it this way. Or you might want to think about doing it differently because if you're not doing something the right way, if you're doing something out of stupidity or negligence, you can get hurt or it can mess you up. So for me, it's all about if you're doing something the way and you're trying to hit certain goals and do something a different way, more power to you. I'm not going to bash you for that. Like Steve Cook said, you gotta not bash what you hate, but promote what you love. And I probably said that wrong, but I just had a brain fart right now. But it's all about promoting what you love and not bashing what you hate. And for me, that's been a big thing for me. And you know what? I'm gone on long enough. I just felt like this is a really important message to get out. And I hope anyone that watches this kind of draws some kind of inspiration that stop hating so much. Stop trying to be so divided. So what if you're wrong? So what if you're right? Help the other person out. Don't try to tell them what to do. Share them what to do. Use your experience. Use actual real life experience. Don't just go off of what a book says or what a reporter says or what a newspaper says. Do the research. Actually live it yourself and show them what it's right. Because if you have all these opinions and you have nothing to back it up with, then what are you really doing? You're just saying stuff. So I'm gonna end it there. I hope you guys have a good week. I will get back to doing more consistent filming soon, and then we'll have some more videos coming up. I'm gonna have probably 2 more Follow Your Vision videos coming up. I'm excited for. So later, guys. Won't you come back?